both for such a beautiful movie. I absolutely loved it.
Yay.
Adele, where did the idea come from?
Disney animated features take a long time to create and make. And so even before I came on 3 years ago, there was already a concept of a strong female protagonist, her relationship with this dragon, and the land of Kumandra united by this dragon river, but a divided land. And with all the filmmakers, a Disney movie is always a reflection of the world we're in. The Disney heroine is inspirational to the young women, who'll be watching it. And we wanted to look at the divided world and have that reflected in the world of Kumandra. And so because of that, having the emphasis and the inspiration be from Southeast Asia was tremendous. Because when you look at all the different countries there, or even the country I grew up in, Malaysia, there's so many different cultures, religions, backgrounds. It is very easy for us to look at these differences as a way to, draw us further apart, to view each other as enemies. But on the other side of it, if you look at our history, what makes our arts wonderful, what makes our food the best street food in the world, it's because of all these different influences. And so us wanting to tell that story reflected in Kumandra, even though Kumandra is a fantasy land. So we knew early on that it was going to be about bringing people together and the hard work that it's going to take, that it's not about a simple magical solution, that it's going to be a journey and an ongoing effort.
Osnat, why did you go, this is the project I'm working on? Because as Adele said, Disney movies, especially animation movies, aren't over within 12 months. You knew you were going to be in this for the long run.
Yes, that's something I've grown to love, actually. I came from live action and I thought I'd tire of these films, working on them for 4 years. But the truth is, there are so many incredible artists and so many incredible disciplines that come, that you're doing different things throughout the 4 years I was on the film. I came off of Moana and I felt like, first of all, I learned so much and fell in love with Pacific Island cultures, but also that we were able to do something very different and new with our lead character, and the opportunity then to work on a film that eventually has 3 strong, flawed, interesting female leads. Great study at the heart of the film of a friendship between 2 female characters. When do we ever get to see that on film? We should, but we don't. And what Namari grew to be, the antagonist, who is sort of the flip side of Raya, and also is what kind of a complicated relationship that we have. And then the grounding in Southeast Asian cultures, which I'm so drawn to. I spent a lot of time in that part of the world. And I just, the thing I fell in love with the most, though, I think originally, was the idea of the dragon, the Eastern dragon, the Southeast Asian inspired dragon, who's all about water and life and auspiciousness and harmony. And what a cool thing to do, a key relationship in the whole movie between a strong female warrior and this female, quirky, interesting, amazing dragon. It's like, I got to do this.
She was my favorite. I think
Right.
Sisu was everyone's favorite. But I also love the message behind this, the message of trust. And it got me thinking about working at an animation studio like Walt Disney, and the amount of people who work on this project. If the film is going to work, you have to be able to trust each other. So Adele, how do you keep trusting people when things, no doubt, go wrong?
It's funny when I also can talk about this much more with having to oversee the whole project with 450 homes to the final leg of this movie. But I will say this: when I first joined Disney Animation, the thing that I was told by the development team at Osnat was to trust the process.
Mhm.
That making a great movie that takes this long and having so many iterations of it, sometimes it's easy to get you find that. Art mirrors life. It's easy to get hung up on like the small defeats, especially when you're trying to create something wonderful and transcendent. But to keep breaking it down, to keep having faith in your teammates, to that best idea wins, and that with every iteration, even if you get lost among the weeds in the way Raya does on her journey sometimes, that you will always have a North Star for you. And I think for us, it was that message of unity and trust and community that was our North Star that we kept building towards.
And Osnat, what do you hope that audiences take from this film?
Well, I hope they have, first of all, I hope they're laughing and crying and enjoying the journey as well, as you would with a Disney film. But I really hope that the message that comes through is that not even just despite our differences, including our differences, we can do something great if we work together. We are so much better together, and it's not easy. There isn't just some magical, wand that you wave and we're all getting along. It's work. And that work requires trusting each other. That work requires taking the first step. It requires the courage to be vulnerable. And but great things can be accomplished and achieved. And I hope people walk away with that, because there could not be a more timely message in our world today.
There couldn't. Thank you so much for putting this out there and for the entertainment.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Lovely to meet you both. Thank you, Jean.